All right, let's get it. All right, I've had a few requests for this, so hopefully I can help you guys out a little bit. All right, first things first, you want to make sure of a couple things. You want a flat level surface to do it on. Normally I do it on the floor, but for video purposes, I elevated it. So we getting elevated. I'm such a dork. All right, another thing is that you want a pretty sharp pair of scissors. You don't really need any fancy fabric cutting scissors, but you want to make sure you have ones that aren't dull, because if they're dull, you're going to have a bad time. You also want to make sure that your shirt is relatively wrinkle-free. If not, then the cuts are going to be very jaggedy. Now when I start, I want to make my first cut about 1/2 inch on the inside of the sleeve seam, okay? And I want to come straight down with no angles. If you have a logo on your shirt that you want to show off, make sure you take into consideration the fact that the sides are always going to roll up a little bit. So if you don't want the logo to disappear, keep that in mind. Now as you get just below like nippy range, you want to start cutting inside a little bit. That's what's really going to give you like that V taper. And if you don't have that triangle shape, it's going to make you look like you do, regardless of what your body looks like. And for real, if you got to wear a wife beater under it, that's cool. So once you get to this point, that's when you start cutting and making the edge toward the end, so it'll like float freely on your body. Make sure the entire time you're keeping tension on the shirt. Also stay hydrated. Another thing to remember is that you can always cut more off. You can never put any clothing back on, so. BAM! Now the most important factor is that you gotta rock it, alright? If you messed up a little bit, that's all good. So practice. Practice makes perfect.